Hey guys, welcome back. It's Night, and today we're going to discuss Greenbell Cookie and the changes she brings to the win meta. So I went ahead and I've gone and tested her, and I've gone ahead and calculated her and the whole win champion raid team. So we're going to go ahead and go over everything. Basil Pesto gets new scroll rolls, and Plantain gets a new artifact. So we'll go ahead and start off with Greenbell Cookie's kit here. Oops, all right, let's go back in there. Alright, so her passive, she gains total damage based on her buff amp and win note damage. So the win note damage is primarily most of the damage in her kit. Her special and her ultimate, as well as her basics here, will launch the win notes. Now we will go over the win note testing on how they actually work, because they are a little confusing, but they kind of make sense after a second. So her ultimate is like Peach and Rockstar. She gives out an attack buff. She also gives out a little shield. Nothing too crazy there. We'll go ahead and get into her promotions here in just a second. Alright, so her promotion 2 gives her 15% damage increase on the win notes. And then her promotion 4 increases the max total of total damage dealt from 80 to 95%. And then her 5th promo there gives elemental damage, much like Peach and Rockstar. So we'll get right into these tests here with her win notes. So here she is launching 3 with a single tap of the skill use. And then here when I hold it, she launches 2. And it goes for 4 times. It takes about 4 seconds to use. So it's actually kind of a waste to do that compared to attacking. So now here it is, win notes on a teammate. They do not activate. Teammates cannot activate the win notes at all in solo play, or in multiplayer for that matter. So we're just going to go ahead and make sure here. Alright, here we are testing her ult with no win notes, and it does not do any damage at all. So that is just a big old flop. You need to make sure you have win notes on yourself and your teammates, because as soon as I activate them, you can see it launches. So it says it shoots up to 4, and it's only shooting 3 currently, because what is happening is in solo mode, you will apply a win note to each member of your team, so that gives you 3 win notes to play with. You can only get the 4 in a 4-man group setting like raids or champion raids. So as you can see here, it's still just going to continually launch 3, even though you can do up to 4. Alright, so here we are testing the win notes in a group setting. I do not always launch a win note from Greenbell herself, but she will always activate up to 2 win notes from anyone on the team in the area, or up to 3 or 4 depending on. Here's also a really good clip of her ultimate launching the 4 win notes here. So I actually got it slowed down so it's easier to watch where it's all coming from. So just give this a little watch. Okay, so now we're going to get into the actual numbers of it. First up, I'm going to give you the base for Basil Pesto before Greenbell, and then we're going to go ahead and share Greenbell on Magician set with 125 buff amp, and we're going to have Plantain on Falling Stars, and here's all 4 of the artifacts. It looks like Marbleberry pulls ahead, but that's just based on rough tag damage. Plantain's actually going to be the best, and here it is with Belle on 95 buff amp, testing to see if maybe her DPS could overcome her 30% buff amp, and it does not. Magician set's the best. So we have learned that there is no camo that's going to fit in here because there is not enough damage for her. Same with the DPS version of Greenbell. That's not going to work. She buffs the team just simply too much. And we've also learned that probably no Marbleberry artifact on Plantain. The numbers are so dang close, and we'll go ahead and go over it here in just a second. So there is the old scroll rolls. We have new scroll rolls for Basil Pesto. He's going to be 2 wind attack, 3 attack percent, 3 crit damage, and then there was the numbers there with Marbleberry Artifact. They are so close together between Plantain and Marbleberry. So now let's recap on the entire new Wind Team meta. We are going to have Green Bell with the Lovely Wish Artifact on Magician set, 2 wind attack, 2 attack percent, and 4 buff amp. And then following up, we're going to have Plantain on a Fulfilling Meal with Falling Star set, 2 wind attack, 2 attack percent, and 4 debuff amp. And then finally, our man Basil Besto, he is going to be using Snowy Slope Speeding, Seuss Hunter set with 2 wind attack, 3 attack percent, and 3 crit damage. Alright folks, that's all we have time for today. Hope this was helpful or insightful in some way. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and happy gaming, folks.